All right, YouTube. I was just searching this on YouTube because I always find it interesting the tools that people like to keep with them, like in their tool belt, in their toolbox, in their tool bag, in their whatever they use to carry their tools for their specific work. I find it interesting to know what they have in that, and I've done a video on the tool belt that I use for doing carpentry and building. I've done a video on the big mechanics toolbox that I keep. Just recently I did a video on the farm truck toolbox, and it's a toolbox tour, it's a tool belt tour. What I've never seen on YouTube, what I have not seen on YouTube, is an overalls tour. And I mean, maybe that sounds kind of weird, but overalls are kind of like a toolbox. They're kind of like a tool belt because they have the ability to carry a bunch of different things. Oh, my eye is itchy. Excuse me. They have the ability that you can keep stuff on you, and I find that incredibly useful. So I'm going to go over what I keep in my overalls when I am doing farm work. I primarily wear the overalls when I'm doing heavy stuff, working on the farm, working on the cars, working on engines. To a lesser extent, when I'm doing carpentry, I will wear them. They're just very comfortable with a tool belt. But I don't carry all of this stuff when I have a tool belt because obviously I've got a tool belt on and I have a place to put stuff. So we'll start off up here. I'll talk to you a little bit about these overalls too. These are just Dickies overalls, Walmart special. They're on the shelf. You walk in, you buy them, you leave. Like I said, they're Dickies. They've been washed and beat up pretty good because I beat them up pretty good. And they have this nice little bib pocket up here. This here, and it's got a pocket over here. It's actually got a pocket in here that you can put a pocket watch in, and you put pocket watch chain on actually this one up here, and you weave it into the pocket there. And this one down here is for the stub of a carpenter's pencil, because a carpenter's pencil can fit right in here. And you can have a long one, and then you can have a little short one when you use it up. But what I keep in here, I'll keep this little mini Streamlight, whatever that, I don't even know if you can read that. Whatever that is, I don't know. I got it off of Amazon for 20 bucks. When I'm not wearing overalls, it goes in a shirt pocket because it's always there and I've always got it. So I'll always have a flashlight. I also keep a Sharpie. This one happens to be the Inksol, a Milwaukee Inksol. Just nice to be able to label stuff, write notes on stuff. Obviously, it's permanent, so be careful where you're using it. But it's nice to have that. Like if I need to mark a piece of equipment, such and such is wrong with it, so I can fix it later. Or I changed the oil on one of the machines. I can write the date right on it when I changed it, so I don't have to think about it. It's just every time I use it, oh, yep, I changed it on whatever. So next to that, I keep one of these Craftsman pocket screwdrivers, and depending on what type of carpentry I'm doing, I'll keep this on me too, because this is really nice as in a carpentry setting for clearing the jams out of nail guns. But in a mechanical farming setting, this is invaluable. It's a pry bar, it's a screwdriver, it's a wedge, it's a punch, it's a tiny chisel. You name it, you can probably do it with this. And again, it's a Craftsman screwdriver. my favorite type of screwdrivers. But yeah, I tend to keep that in there. And of course, because I'm doing it, oh, there it goes. Yes, I did get it. So that's what I keep in the bib pockets. Oh, I just kicked something as I sat up. I keep my Leatherman Wave in my right hand clipped with this little pocket clip, which is the best thing Leatherman has ever done. I keep it clipped in my pocket, and I've gone through this before. You guys are probably sick of hearing about how much I love the Leatherman Wave, specifically this one. But this is always in my pocket. This is every day. This and the flashlight are every day, no matter what I'm wearing. This is a phenomenally useful tool. I love it. I'm not going to babble about it because you've heard me babble about it before. So the Leatherman Wave goes in my right hip pocket. I'm going to put that away. And down on my right thigh, there's a pocket, 2 pockets. And what I keep in them, if I can get them out, they're easy to get out when you're standing up. All right, let me get this out. I keep 2 things in there. I keep a double-ended wrench that has 9/16 and 1/2 inch. And I keep a pair of small vice grips. A lot of times you're out in the field working on a piece of equipment, working with a piece of equipment, and just to diagnose it, you want to, like, something goes wrong with it, you want to be able to get into it and look like, okay, maybe I can fix this here, maybe I got to go back to my truck and get tools, maybe I really need to go back to the shop and get stuff. But the tools that are going to allow you to get into it for the most part and diagnose it, and in some cases even fix it, are going to be a 1/2 inch and a 9/16 wrench for the older equipment that I use, a pair of vice grips, and my Leatherman that has the screwdrivers and the knife blades and the file and the blah 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 on it. So I find these really useful. I don't like carrying them when I'm not wearing overalls because it's kind of a lot of pocket weight, and even with suspenders it's kind of a pain in the butt. But these go in my right hand side thigh pocket. I'll put them away so I can show you the rest of this stuff. In my right back pocket, and we'll stand up because it'll be easier, keep a pair of leather work gloves that I oil. And my last pair of these lasted several years because I don't use them for stupid things. I use them intelligently so that I'm not going to rip the leather, and I take very good care of them by I'll rub several layers of bag balm on them to soften up the leather, and then I'll rub several coats of mink oil on them to waterproof them and do that. These were a $10 pair of gloves off of the Amazon. I have no doubt they'll last me through this winter and probably into a good amount of next season, because I'm not using them in such a way that I'm destroying them. If I'm going to be doing something that's going to be rough on gloves, I wear like cheapy rubber dipped gloves, aquaculture type gloves. These are strictly for handling rope, handling barbed wire, which, yes, they can puncture it, but you be careful. That kind of stuff. And for when I need to protect my hands from the cold, or like repetitive work that's gonna wear away at my hands. So I always keep a good pair, and by good pair I mean cheap but well cared for leather gloves in my back right pocket and in my back left pocket. I'm probably gonna have to stand up again. In my back left pocket, nope, do it sitting down. Just keep a rag. This is just a $1 handkerchief, and I buy 6 or 7 of them at a time at the Walmart over in Connecticut, because it's a perfect rag. It's checking the oil on a dipstick, you wipe it off with this. There's stuff on a gauge that you need to look at, you can wipe it off with this. Anything, bar and chain oil, you can wipe it up with that. Whatever it is, you need a rag. And in a pinch, in a situation where you've injured yourself, it's a good way to stop bleeding. You can even tie it into a tourniquet. So it's really a very versatile thing that you can bring with you for $1. When it gets really, really hot out, I'll soak this at one of the hydrants or in the well. I'll wrap it around my neck like a scarf, and it drip dries, and it keeps you cooler. It's really one of those very useful things that you don't think about until you have it, and you're like, oh, I can do this with that. I can do something else with that. So that's the stuff that I carry in my overalls. And maybe we can make this a thing. If you want to see more overalls tours, do something about this video. Say, like it, subscribe, share it. I've never said that in the several years that I've been on YouTube, but like, subscribe, and share. I'm at 96 followers right now. Let's get it up. Let's move it up a little bit. Let's see how many we can get. None of this stuff is anything that, like, if you go on Amazon and buy the flashlight or the screwdriver or the Leatherman or whatever, or even these gloves that were on Amazon, I don't get any money for that, mainly because I don't know how. I don't know how I would make it so that when you buy something from someone else, I get a cut of it. I'm not adverse to it, but I'm not really inclined to spend the time figuring out how to do it when that time I can spend that time doing other stuff. So anyway, I hope wherever you are, you're comfortable and that God is with you. Thank you.